me, and boy, it's you. I'm running round the house, trying to get out, thinking to myself, what did I do to make you angry? When you grab a hold and you lose control, you're looking in my face like, boy, you really think you own me? Love is supposed to be good, it's not like this. You said you'd be good, then you changed like a stranger. In your kiss, that's all it takes, and I fall back to your mistakes. Now I'm drowning in amnesia for your love. You know I'm not afraid of you. When you draw me out and you scream and shout and you throw me round, and no, it's partly 'cause of you. I'm stronger now, I'm wiser now, and I'm singing loud. And once upon a time, you were always right. I could never even dare to see your imperfection. What a waste of time. Now I see that I'm mistaken all your bad behavior for affection. Woo. Love is supposed to be good, it's not like this. Mostly you're good when you change like a stranger. And my skin thicker with every blow, and taller I'm growing strong enough to walk.
Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you are across the globe. Welcome to On the Sofa with yours truly, Esther Austin. Well, today with me, I have Kayla Amor. Amor. She's a UK artist, which is a real privilege because I interview a lot of US artists. So it's really nice to speak to one of us.
Yeah.
But you know, all the artists that I interview, it's a real privilege because they share some incredible stories and they've got some incredible material and products out there. And so, Kayla, before we go any further, my dear, who is Kayla in a nutshell, in a peanut shell, or a
Oh my gosh, there's a lot to compress into a nutshell. Basically, I'll say I'm a singer-songwriter from Hackney, East London.
East London.
Yeah, from East London. Well, I say northeast. I'm in Hackney, but I'm closer to the north side, so I'm split between the two. But yeah, I don't know. I've just had a lot of experiences, and it's starting to come out in all of my music. It's taken me a long while to get here, but I'm finally doing this. So yeah.
Brilliant. And I get that whole thing of how it takes a while to get to where you need to, and the journey continues. But at least if you're able to note each step and understand the process, then that helps with where you're going. And so, Kayla, what sort of genre would you say your music falls under?
I think I do every genre, but I think my voice more melodically is like R&B, soul, jazzy. I get
I get told a lot, you're very jazzy, you got a very jazzy voice, very jazzy. So that's the word that pops up the most. So yeah, soulful, jazzy, but I do any genre. I like doing all genres. And I like dance music a lot as well. So like garage, jungle, all that kind of thing. But this EP particularly is R&B, and it's like soulful, jazzy, kind of hip hoppy vibe.
Yes, it is. And the EP, your debut EP, is actually called Strong Enough. Strong Enough.
Yes.
So, with the title, was the title formed because of your experiences? Because it's got a sort of feel of, telling my story.
Yeah. So basically, so we had these 3 songs that I completed. I wasn't sure what I was going to call it, but the lead single was the one that we shot the video for, and we called that song Strong Enough. And so we used that as the lead single, we used that as the title for the whole EP. But it kind of made sense because all of the songs have the same kind of theme of overcoming and doing, coming out the other side stronger. So yeah.
Excellent. And, tell us a little bit about that journey, if you don't mind sharing, some of the pivotal moments that inspired you to do this EP, or some of those experiences that you drew on.
So basically, this EP came at the end of the lockdown. So the lockdown was about 2 years, and it was during the end of that last year that I joined this program where it's like a music therapy service, and I didn't really know what I was doing. I didn't realize that I was going to use these songs to release them. I was just enjoying myself, it was like a therapeutic thing. But the original Strong Enough, I'd written that like a year before, but I just woke up in the middle of the night. The whole song was just in my head. And obviously I drew on like a past experience from one of my earliest relationships, like when I was younger. I don't know, it just all, I don't know how to explain it. It all came out in that moment, moment at 3 o'clock in the morning. It's like the whole scenario, the whole story just appeared to me. All those things that I'd been through in that relationship just fit into that kind of 3 minutes of a song. So that's what happened with that one. And the other two songs, I think Slow Down was kind of like, I say it's like a journey. So you got Strong Enough was the first song. It's the oldest event that happened. Then you had Born Again, which was kind of in the middle, another event that happened. And then Slow Down was like a combination and like the exit of those things. So like coming out the other side.
Excellent. And I guess, I was just about to ask you, what can people take away from listening to this EP? And I believe it feels very much like moving through life, moving through this experience and coming through this experience. And it wasn't just, not just the relationship, but lockdown and all these things, but how you've come through it.
Yeah.
When I listen to all 3 tracks, they're obviously slightly different in their own way, but you've got such a very beautiful, clear voice. It's very mesmerizing. It captivates you. And it's also very strong vocally. And I think with that combination, it makes for a very powerful EP.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, because it was just nice. I've played it over and over again because it's got that. And I don't say things just for the sake of saying things. I ain't that type of person,
Okay, good. Yeah, I'll take that compliment then.
Yeah, and who are some of your heroes or sheroes musically? Who's inspired you?
My number one is a bit cliche, but it's Mariah Carey. I just love her so much. Her voice is like untouched. The levels, her tone, her writing skills, her producing skills, her work ethic, and the way she's like come back so many times. Like she's been through a lot. She keeps getting knocked down, and she just keeps coming back and smashing it every time. And she's like very powerful. She's in charge of what's going on. Like if you read about her, sometimes I look at how she made certain albums and stuff. She's always in complete control. Like she's producing, she's in the studio, she's telling the engineer exactly what she wants. Like it encompasses the whole thing of being like a great artist. So she's definitely up there. Yeah.
Excellent. Sorry, and go on.
No, I was gonna say Michael Jackson. It's just but he's the similar reason. Like he's just so artistic and he's so like a big force in when it comes to creating his music and everything. He's not just going in there and singing. He's doing so many other elements. Like he's a real producer.
Yeah. So, and he's very detailed. His attention to detail, very specific.
Yeah.
And they said that he used to practice to get just something small correct. So that just shows another valuable attribute. And is it perfection? Well, maybe it's perfection for his craft and as well. But exactly. The end product is always in this incredible maestro or bouquet, I should say, of music.
Yeah,
And
it's like a feast for your ears. Like
absolutely,
it's so pleasing.
absolutely. And so, I mean, how many years have you been in the industry?
In the industry, I'll say officially like from about 2017, 2018. So when I joined the House and Garage Orchestra, so that was with Shy Cookie and Ishmael Hamilton. They created the House and Garage Orchestra, and I met him when I was at uni, and we had a friendship. And then he was like, "Oh, I'm doing this. Do you want to like join?" I was like, "Yay!" So that was my first experience of like touring and everything. It was like I was probably thrown in at the deep end because I've never done anything like that before.
Wow.
And I was with all these artists who are really experienced. And like their stagecraft was just next level, and I was just this new person that's never done it. I was really shy as well before. I was so shy, like so I don't know how I managed to do that, but yeah, it was that was my first entree into the industry. Yeah, so since then
Just
I'd say
4 years, then, isn't it? Just 4 years, and you've excellent. And you know, what part of the journey? I mean, this is a sort of generic question. Have you enjoyed the most?
Have I enjoyed it? I you know what, I do enjoy that, the adrenaline of being so nervous, like going on stage, being at the side doors of a stage, and me like having stage fright when I was younger, to being on that other side of that door, like proper like clammy. The greatest part of that journey was going from that to getting really pumped up and excited to just run on. You still get that nervous feeling, but it's like it turned into something good, from something terrifying to something like, oh, I've got this feeling, that means something's good's about to happen.
Excellent.
So that was,
Excellent. And do you have any gigs coming up over the next few months, next year?
Not at the moment. I don't have anything booked at the moment. But I have just actually been cast. I've just been cast in a musical, La Belle, the musical, which is
La Belle.
Yes.
What's that about? Is that
it's a musical about Patti LaBelle and the LaBelles, and
Go
really excited.
Go girl.
Yes, I'm so excited. I just found out, what day is it? I found out on Saturday. They took us all into the room and they were like, yeah, this is the cast.
Oh wow, fantastic. Do you know what role you're playing?
I'll be playing the lead singer of the Ronettes.
Wow.
I have to do my research. I've been listening to a few songs. I can't actually remember her name, that's so bad, but yeah, I'll be playing lead singer of the Ronettes.
Okay, front row ticket, please. Front row.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm so excited. It's going to be so good. Really, really good.
Excellent. And we know, what sort of information or what advice would you give to someone, especially someone young that's coming into the industry? Because, you know, it can be hard, it can be difficult, but then also there's the message of follow your dreams as well. So what would your message be to them be?
I think you become like strong in your character, like have a sense of your own mind, because you're going to get a lot of opinions. You need to work with other people. It's great to work with and collaborate, but you have to be your own person. Like you don't want to have too much influences saying, oh, you should do this, you should do that, or questioning your ideas. Like just do everything, try everything. There's no such thing as a bad idea. Just go for it, and what works, what doesn't, and just be confident, even in your mistakes or something's wrong. Just be confident. It's a hard thing to say, but just always be confident, even if it's like the worst thing you've ever seen or the worst song you've ever made, or you're shooting a video and this goes completely wrong. Doesn't matter. Just be headstrong in what you're doing, because something will work in the end. Something will.
Excellent. But for you to say that, you must have people in your corner. So is that, or part of that is you as well? Is that making sense?
I feel like when you're strong in yourself, people will always follow you. If you know what I mean, if you get what I'm saying, if you have that confidence, it makes other people feel confident. Yeah, in a sense. And also when you do have, if you're talented, you're going to have good ideas. You're going to have, like, not everyone's going to like your ideas, but you're going to have good ideas, and you're going to attract other people with the same kind of energy. Yeah. So yeah.
Absolutely. Well, I'm just wishing you all the best. Like I said, I love your music. I love your, I love the lyrics. I love your voice. You know, it's a really nice combination of everything, and just wishing you all the most incredible success. And if you've got anything else coming out later down, do let me know.
Okay.
So, ladies and gentlemen, I've just been talking to Kayla Amor of her latest debut EP, Strong Enough, and you clearly have shown that you've been through a journey, come through a journey, and there's so much more for you to come. So thank you so much.
Thank you, Esther.
I'd like to say thank you to Ken Martin as well for putting me in touch with you as well. Yeah. All right then.
Thank you.
Bless you.
Bye.
Bye.
on my mind. He's helped me leave the past behind. He's been oh so good to me. I never knew how happiness could be. Now there's a glow in the heavens above. It lets me know that I'm in love. And that's right where I'll always be, while I've got that man with me.
She's just a girl with love on her mind.
Sunny day.
She's taking a chance, she's leaving the past behind.
Sunny day. And I hope and I pray the good luck's here to stay. The clouds are drifting apart. A ray of sunshine enters my heart. This man, he means the world to me. He's got the love and power to set me free. Now there's the rainbow bright in the sky. It's lifting me up higher and higher. To call me foolish would be a crime, 'cause I'm the happiest girl of all time.
She's just a girl with love on her mind.
Sunny day.
She's taking a chance, she's leaving the past behind.
Sunny day. And I hope and I pray the good luck's here to stay.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you are across the globe. Welcome to On the Sofa with yours truly, Esther Austin. Well, today with me, I have the absolute privilege of speaking to Lorraine Silver. You know, we would say one of the last remaining fantastic Northern Soul artists on the scene. So Lorraine, welcome, welcome, welcome.
Hi, Esther. Lovely to be talking to you.
Again.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I had the privilege of interviewing you, I think it's over 2 years now, and I just had such a really great time. And I'd like to congratulate you on your latest singles, you know, Sunny Day, as well as, you know, the double A side is Two-Way Street. So we're going to be talking about those. We're going to talk about those today. And one thing I must say, I've listened to them, and they've got such a nice, bouncy, happy, and you've got that Northern Soul ring in the background. It's just so happy, such a happy feeling.
Yeah, that's Northern Soul, though, isn't it? I mean, yeah, Sunny Day has got that real Northern vibe going through it, and it's quite instant as well, because it's getting played a lot on a lot of radio stations, and as soon as that intro comes in, you know that's what it is.
Like bouncing.
Yeah.
It gives you that lift, and I feel it's really interesting, especially what's going on. Well, there's always things going on. There's always things going on.
There's always. We need to be uplifted, and absolutely.
Absolutely. Yeah. So before we go any further, Lorraine, you know I've got to ask you this question. Who is Lorraine Silver in a nutshell, in a peanut shell? Let's see what you look like. A crab shell.
Who am I? Oh gosh, I'm a person that loves life. I'm very positive. I've always been a very positive person. I always, you know, my cup's always half full. And I've always loved performing. You know, that's been in my blood since, as you probably know my story, since I was about 9 years old. And I think every time I go out on stage and perform, it's always like the first time, that adrenaline rush. So who am I? I try and be as happy as I can be, really. Obviously, you know, there are things that go on that, you know, bring you down.
Absolutely.
But, obviously. But yes, in a nutshell, I'm a positive person who just loves singing, really.
Brilliant. And that's the thing about music, isn't it? You know, the harmony, it's almost like the harmony with the soul and the harmony with the universe. And it just creates this feel-good factor, and music speaks to every emotion, doesn't it?
Oh gosh, yeah, very, very, very important. I mean, my poor mum, I mean, she had dementia. She was in a care home. I mean, she passed away, unfortunately, about 4 years ago. But honestly, she couldn't remember that she'd just eaten her breakfast. But put a song on that she knew, and she'd be up dancing and knowing all the words to it. You know, so music is a very, very powerful tool.
Yeah.
I mean, I learned that even more when my poor mum was going through, you know, with the Alzheimer's and dementia, how important music is to the human race.
And there is something scientific around that and the link to Alzheimer's. Because, you know, I watched a documentary about that. And so coming back to these two fantastic tracks that you've got out now, tell us a little bit more about, you know, why now, and also then a little bit about Sunny Day and Two-Way Street.
Two-Way Street. Okay, well, I'm under, I'm in the wing of really Ian Levine, pioneer, one of the pioneers of Northern Soul, DJ and record producer. And this is the third time now he's got me in the studio. I mean, I think I've almost got an album.
Nice.
And he knows my vocal range now. He knows the sort of songs that will suit my voice. And he picks them, and they're all original songs. He does not do covers. It's always original songs. So as I said, this is the third time now, and he sent me these two tracks to learn a few months ago, and I instantly loved them. And they're both very different tracks. As we said, Sunny Day is very uplifting, got that northern vibe going right with it. And Two-Way Street is a much more laid back, jazzy feel to it. You know, I really love that track. And we've decided, obviously it's coming out on vinyl, of course, to make it an A and a B side. But some stations are playing Two-Way Street. Majority are playing Sunny Day because it is the uplifting, you know, sound, really more commercial. But I personally think they're both really good tracks.
And it's interesting you said they're coming on vinyl, because there seems to be this you know, they say things tend to have a essence of going around again. You know, fashion comes around, everything fans around, and I'm noticing now that with vinyl, it's having its heyday again. Why do you feel that is? Is it the nostalgia of things?
I think it is the nostalgia, and I think, you know, so many people of a certain age, you know, really miss the feel of the vinyl and the cover notes, and I think it's now gone down to the young generation, you know, who I think are fascinated by it, and of course your real Northern Soul DJs will only play vinyl. They carry their boxes of records to the gigs, and you know, so it's very important that new stuff comes out on vinyl. So I'm very lucky. This is the third single that I've made on vinyl.
Excellent. And you mentioned the word nostalgia, and Northern Soul seems to have that essence anyway. You know, very nostalgic and very, it's very, you know, happy. But also just bringing it out on vinyl as well. It's quite symbolic in a way as well, isn't it?
It really is. It's part of the, you know, our culture. And in fact, I don't know if you noticed, but the Jubilee a couple of weeks ago, the pageant along the Mall, there was a Northern Soul float. That's how important. That's how important it is considered. It is really part of the British culture now in the 1970s. And there was this, I didn't know anything about it. I had friends sort of messaging me saying, why aren't you on this float? Why aren't you there? And I didn't know anything about this float, but I mean, that's how important it is, you know, so yeah.
And if we can go a little deeper now, you know, Northern Soul, you said something key, that is a culture. What is the culture of Northern Soul? And then did you ever get to meet Martha Reeves? Because I know she's part of that Northern Soul movement as well.
Yeah, I have actually met her, but it was well before I knew anything about the success of my records. I met her when Barry brought her in on a Motown tour. So it was before I found out about my status, if you like, on the scene. It is very important, because I say it has become so popular. There's been so much now documented about Northern Soul, and remember, I didn't know anything about it when it was in its, you know, heyday in the 70s. So I'm in fact still learning about it. And when you see all the old footage of the kids in the 70s, you know, going to these Northern Soul venues, it was such a big part of their lives. And of course now I get to hear the stories, because obviously these kids are now sort of in their late 50s, 60s, you know, but still had that craving for the music and the nostalgia of their youth. So it is very, very important to them.
That's right. So now, Lorraine, tell us a little bit about the tracks themselves, you know, the meaning behind it, and the title.
Well, Sunny Day, I said both original tracks, both written by Ian Levine. He has wanted to release Sunny Day for quite a while, but he never found the right person that would do it justice, really, until he, you know, contacted me. He thought I'd be, you know, the person for this song. I think it's quite dear to him, because it actually, there's a lot of different parts to it. I know when you play it, you'll hear there's a lot of different parts to the song, and he actually called it his symphony of life, which, you know, I
Oh, wow.
very honoured about, really, that, you know, he chose me to record it. And Two-Way Street, yes, it still comes under the Northern Soul banner, because, you know, Northern Soul has quite a wide, you know, variation of sounds, modern Northern Soul. So as I said before, it's a very cool track. And I love singing those sort of songs myself. Yeah.
And it's interesting. It's interesting when you said Sunny Day, you know, was the Symphony of Life. Was that what you said? The Symphony.
Yeah, that's what Ian, he
Life. And I guess your voice is, because your voice also manages to capture that Symphony of Life.
Yeah, it's it is a very uplifting song. That the lyrics are very uplifting. And I, you know, personally feel those lyrics, you know, as part of my life, you know, being very happily married to the wonderful Barry Collins, you know, and he has made me really, really happy, you know.
Oh, nice.
Really, and the lyrics.
Oh, that's nice. Look at you. You're also, she's blushing.
Oh, it's very, I know. We've got to have a bit of that in our lives, haven't we? Really.
But it's just nice to see you, you know, just for me being on the other side, talking to you and just looking at your mannerisms and everything, you know, talking about the music and then talking about Barry, you just lit up. And and that's, so you got sort of like a double whammy there. And so I guess when you get up on stage and you perform, all of that exuberance comes through. And even in your voice, you've got that lilt, you've got that Northern Soul lilt that adds to the, you know, so, you know, there's this sort of, I would say, this bouquet of happiness.
It's my happy place. It really is. My happy place. You know, when I first found out about my success and, you know, the Northern Soul culture, I was the first to say, and this was me, Edwin, what's Northern Soul? Because really, I did not know anything about Northern Soul. And of course, then I realized straight away that it was all the music that I grew up with, you know, in the 60s as a teenager, in the 70s. It was all the music I loved, but it never ever had that banner, Northern Soul, in the 60s. It was when, you know, in the 70s that you know, it had the heading Northern Soul, but, you know, all these rare grooves now that, you know, they still keep finding them from unknown American artists that, you know, come under that banner. So, yeah.
Excellent. And so have you got any, you do have some performances coming up, because I've checked your website. So when is the next one, and where, Lorraine?
Okay, well, the next one is Saturday night. It's actually 9th of January. Sorry, why am I saying January? 9th of July at the Stables, Milton Keynes. And this will be my 10th year at that theatre. I've done it for the past 9 years with the lovely Angelo Starr and the Edwin Starr Band.
Oh, Angelo, yes.
My lovely Angelo. But now I've teamed up with the Signatures, who are the most incredible Northern Soul outfit. You know, they are seriously, seriously good. So this is our first year together there. And it's virtually sold out, you know, I mean, so that is fantastic. And we have got some great gigs coming up. We actually got one August Bank Holiday Saturday at the Sandringham Estate up in Norfolk. We may get a visitor, you never know. Sandringham. We're supporting Paul Young, Bananarama, and Go West. So that's a really cool gig. We're really looking forward to that.
Wow. And, you know, for you, Lorraine, because you still got all this exuberance for life, and I know there's so much more inside of you. Um, you know, I want to say where to next, but it sounds a silly question because I know that you're going to be going somewhere and taking it. Um, but aside from enjoying the music and being happily married and all those wonderful things, what is it? What is it about the music that's kept you going? What is the inspiration behind it for Lorraine Silver?
Oh goodness. Well, do you know, sometimes when you just hear something for the first time, and there's always the case where you'll hear a song that you've never heard before, an old track, and it just, it just sends the shivers, doesn't it? Music's always done that to me. For some people it's sport, it's art. And I think just for me, certain songs come up and oh gosh, it just gets you right there, doesn't it? It really does. And I think you're born with that, because I've always had that feeling inside of me, that music is, the key to life, really, as we said before. And obviously in the business we're in, because obviously I work with Barry and we are agents in the business, and that isn't really like work, because it's everything that we both enjoy. So our whole life is surrounded by artists and music, and I mean, even Barry will always get excited about, getting a new gig for someone. So I think, he's the same as me. It just comes from the soul. I don't think you can actually inject that into someone. You're born with that, really are. And I will never give up. As long as people want to hear me, I'll always want to be on that stage, really.
And how do you keep your voice in tip-top shape?
How do I keep my voice in
tip-top shape?
Yeah, I don't do anything. It's terrible to say that. I'm not a drinker. I don't smoke. So obviously that's a tick. That's a good starting point. I do drink lots of water. I've never had vocal training, but I suppose I'm always singing around the house, in the car and everything. So I suppose that keeps, everything lubricated. But I don't do anything special. I don't do any of the warm-ups.
Okay, I guess I asked that because sometimes when I've interviewed artists, they have certain processes that they do. But for you, it's just a natural, organic.
I suppose so. I know it sounds very sort of, but yeah, I don't do anything in particular.
Excellent. And winding down, Lorraine, is there anything that you can leave with your audience? Because you are full of positivity and passion, but is there anything else that you can leave with us? About the tracks that you've just released.
Sorry, I just missed your question. You just faded in and out of it.
Sorry, I said, in winding down, is there anything else that you would like to share with the audience about these two tracks? Why should they come listen to it? Why should they come to see Lorraine Silver?
Oh gosh. I just think, if somebody likes the track, they will download it or they will buy it on vinyl if they've got a record player. I hope it appeals to a wider audience as well, which I think they do. To people that don't even really know much about Northern Soul, they have got that wide appeal to them. I'm hoping a lot of radio stations have picked them up, both the tracks. So that's always a good starting point, isn't it?
Excellent. And they can also be downloaded on iTunes and on Amazon.
Yeah, it officially gets released August the 22nd. So people can pre-order. They can listen to it on YouTube, both of them on YouTube at the moment. And we should have the vinyl in 3 or 4 weeks' time. But August the 22nd is the official launch date.
Excellent. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I've just been talking to Lorraine Silver about Sunny Day, and also, what's the name of the other one? It's just eluded me. Two-Way Street. So, go out there, seek her out, go and support her at her gigs, download it on iTunes and Amazon, go onto YouTube and support this wonderful artist. Lorraine, it's always a pleasure. Wishing you the best. And I am going to get, I'm going to get
show, the signatures and Stefan and Georgia, their vocals are off the radar, seriously. I mean, it's a great uplifting show.
Brilliant.
Northern Soul Live.
Brilliant, fantastic. And also website details, or where can they go to find out?
Yeah, because everything's on there. All the gigs are on there, and obviously a history about myself, discography. So it's www.lorrainesilver.com.
Brilliant, fantastic. And on that note, Lorraine, I'd like to say thank you again. Thank you to Carrie for putting this together, and I'm hoping to see you soon and wishing you all the very best. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Bye for now.
Bye.
Stranger, walking on a two-way street.